Today on Educate the Culture, we got a special guest right here, man. This brother right here I've known for, I'd say 25 years if I'm doing the math right. You know, we played street ball, basketball, school ball. We went back to high school, man. Go back with this brother. Real good guy. I think I have a treat for y'all today. So I want to bring to y'all Maurice Simmons.
What's happening? What's going on, brother? What's happening?
My man.
Yes,
We
sir.
in here.
Yes,
We
sir.
in here, man. So look, I just think that you someone, right, that to me, I watched, and you have a real interesting story. And I like to call you like this gonna be like, I would say like the triumph story.
Right.
You get
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
sure.
you somebody who could really impact the new generation coming up.
For sure.
It's a lot of things that you know you went to war with and you overcame. You know, that's why I say you like the true. If triumph was a person,
Right.
it would be you, man. So, you know, I want you to let the people get to know wherever on the timeline you want to start with, getting to know where you come from, because even where you come from, that's an interesting place.
For sure.
You know, so
sure.
I know.
For sure.
And especially the times that you grew up in that area,
Yeah.
very monumental time.
Right.
So wherever you like to start, I want the people to get to know Mo. I like the way that sounds. Get to know Mo.
I'm gonna start with this.
Uh-huh.
One of the reasons why we connected in the beginning
Mhm.
was because you were originally a New Yorker,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And me too. And I think
I didn't know that.
that's one of the first things that we kind of connected on.
You're a Giants fan.
A Giants fan.
Hey,
Right.
There we go.
Right. And I got people that originally from Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? But of course, I grew up most of my life in Charleston.
Well, at this point, most of my life is in Charleston too.
Right.
Right.
And Liberty Hill, man, East Montague. It's a tough neighborhood, tough time, man. Man.
That's why, hey, I chose that time and your neighborhood, because that alone is a story within itself. Just the neighborhood,
Right. For sure. And it's that, that neighborhood was special to me because, see, we always knew the history of it. You know, our people always taught us the history of how, the 5 families, got together and purchased that land, and it was supposed to be like, a symbol of black excellence, and it was named Liberty Hill because the freed, black folks had purchased that land, and we knew all of that stuff. That they taught us that stuff. And it's funny because I was one of the more militant kids growing up. Like when I was 11, 12, 13, I was reading books about Malcolm X, and I was, I was real militant with it. I can remember seeing some of my friends at the time, doing things they hadn't business doing, and I would call them out on it, like, yo, you shouldn't be doing that, man. You want to sell drugs in the community, man. You selling us out. These are our people. You know what I'm saying? I was real militant. Yeah. Because I was reading. My mind was sharp. And of course I grew up with those values, and a lot of things changed for me because something that a lot of people don't want to accept. Growing up in those environments, you get lumped in with the people that's doing wrong, even if you ain't. Right?
Become a product of your environment.
Right. Just because they don't, when the police used to come and stop, they don't look for which one's the good kids, which one's the bad kids. They just think you all bad. Right?
Right.
And I remember a turning point in my life, man. I was 13 years old, and I was standing on the corner with a few of my friends, and if y'all see this, y'all gonna know who y'all are. And they was selling drugs, doing what they was doing, and these are my friends. Who else I'm gonna hang out with?
Right.
I live on Liberty Hill.
Right.
We on Independent Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like we on the corner, East Montague, East Money, and Independent. And we out there, and they doing what they doing, and the police pull up and they run, and I don't run because I ain't doing nothing.
Right.
Police grabbed me, slammed me on the hood of the car. I remember the car was hot. I never forget it. They going through my pants, pretty much like fondling me, looking for drugs. And I'm telling them, I don't got nothing. I don't do nothing. I don't sell no drugs.
Right.
And they looked at me. They turned me over, looked at me. They could tell I was a kid. I was 13. I was crying. You know what I'm saying? But at that moment, that's when I realized, like, it don't matter if you do right. It don't matter what you do. You one of them. So I made that decision right then and there. That's what kind of turned me to the dark side. I was like, man, I'm with them. You know what I'm saying? And that started a 20 plus year roller coaster for me. That moment. You know
that
what I'm
was
saying?
the moment.
That was the moment.
You know, that sounds like the first chapter of a good novel. You know what I'm saying? You just had me like, I forgot we was even recording, man. You took me out of here, man. I'm from West Montague.
For sure.
So I can relate, even though they're a couple of miles away.
Yeah.
When you start naming these spots, I'm so familiar with it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then taking me and me knowing you, you made me feel like I was there.
For sure.
Yeah, so after that, you're 13, 14, 15. How does that, change? Being that you still have those good morals and, from you doing your history and knowing where you're from, where you're at, but having that type of experience that early, where does that take your mind from there?
But it turned me into the worst drug dealer possible. Because I had the morals. And I had the partners, but I did not have that I did not have that killer instinct to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have that killer instinct to, she pregnant, I'm still gonna sell it to her. Okay. Like I was a gangster with morals. And we know
I was sort of like that too, though.
That you can't win like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't sell nothing to a pregnant woman.
Bro, you can't win like that. You gotta have that dog in you in order to really like be
scale up in the game.
Right. You gotta have that dog in you. You gotta,
right.
Man, I'll shoot my brother if he owe me. You know what I mean? I didn't have that in me. I was the worst drug dealer possible, bro. I couldn't make good on the pack.
You was a confused drug dealer.
Listen, the sob story would get me. Please. I bring you back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I had the morals and I was in the wrong spot. It wasn't for me, bro. Selling drugs, it was never for me. Cause I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy seeing people like, cause see, I'm from the era. Well, we from the era where we remember when we grew up with homeboys that had good parents,
right? And
we saw that flip. Mm-hmm. We had the homeboy. Our mothers used to hang out together, and then she don't hang out with her no more. Well, she on drugs now,
right?
Like we saw that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it was that's what really plagued my mind was I knew right from wrong the entire time. I never thought that running the streets was right. I always knew it was wrong, and the stuff I saw, bro, damn, they drove me crazy, for real.
That's deep. Like roughly around this time, maybe a few years later, that's when we ran across each other, and we in high school. I would have never known. You just seemed like a normal, just cool, everyday dude, right? So I would have never known, like, pretty much when I met you, you was like at that fork in the road.
For sure.
And you're going down one path, backing up, going down the other path, backing up, staying in that fork in the road. But we both young. I don't know what to look for.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just saw a solid guy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And fast forwarding it to today, me thinking back, I could see you morphing into what you are now that I'm thinking back. Right. But let me ask you this. After we kind of like met around that time, right? We in school, we running in, we playing basketball together. Where did you feel like, if anything, if it really turned, because it turned for all of us.
Facts.
Where do you think in that process you started curbing, in which direction more?
I talked about this the other day, man. That 16 to 22, that's 6 years right there.
That's it.
For a black boy, them years right there are crucial. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much where you decide what you gonna be, who you gonna be, how you gonna do it, right?
Let me pause you for 1 second. I just want to add to that. I have this theory I tell people all the time. I feel like 80% of the people, what they're gonna be in life is determined by what they're doing in their 20s.
Right.
80%.
Right.
20% is an exception to the rules. But if most people that we know that's 40 above, what they're doing now is a reflection of what they started doing in their 20s.
For sure.
So I just wanted to add that because of what you just said between that 16 to 22.
For sure. And I had opportunities, man. Coming up during a time when you remember back in the day when somebody would fail a grade and you would tease them?
Yeah.
Remember when being dumb wasn't cool?
LD is what we used to call it.
Right. And we got to see that, and then we also got to see the part where not going to school and being gangster and doing this ended up turning to be cool too. You know what I'm saying? I could remember, having sneakers in my locker at school because I didn't want mama to know that I was selling drugs and I was hustling to get the shoes and clothes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wearing it to school. You know what I'm saying? And going to alternative school and getting kicked out of school and stuff. I remember I had to go to this Marine Institute in Georgetown. It's my first time kind of incarcerated. I had a drug charge. And this lady came and got me. Her name is Abigail Rogers. She came and got me from Benedict College because I took my GD score. My test was so high. She was like, you shouldn't be in jail. You need to be in college. She believed that the rates of recidivism among juvenile offenders was linked to them going back to their place where they got arrested at. So she was like, don't go back to Liberty Hill. She took me out of GMI, took me to Columbia, dropped me on Benedict campus, and she said, the only thing I got one rule, don't go home. Just don't go home. Stay here. I don't care if you got to take summer classes, just don't go home. I was like, all right. And as soon as summer was over, as soon as summer started, I went back on Liberty Hill.
Wow.
I went back on Liberty Hill. Caught a charge. Lost everything. Student loan, all that gone. So now I'm on this path.
That woman is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that woman.
Yes.
I wish we could give her flowers. So, but yeah, I just wanted to say that.
For sure. And it's funny. I talked to her a couple weeks ago because they did a write up on me in the paper, and I talked about her, and then I wanted her to see it, and I sent it to her, and that was cool. But
I didn't know you were still in communication with her.
For sure.
That's amazing.
For sure.
That's a blessing.
Matter of fact, my 11-year-old daughter, she wants to be a civil rights attorney, and
she's 11.
11, yeah. Yeah, and she spoke to my daughter, and she's supposed to get her up there and take her to see the chambers and let her sit on the stand as a judge and see all that stuff. But because this lady is the first black judge in South Carolina history. But
wow.
Yeah, that after that was like the last chance I had to get on the right path. Because it's funny, I know you probably can attest to this. When you in prison, when you locked up, all those part of the reason why you get there is because you tell yourself that nobody cares. I ain't got nobody. I'm out here by myself.
That's a fact.
Get it out the mud. But then when you sit down in that cell, and then God bring back to remembrance all the people that tried to talk to you, all the people that tried to help you, all the opportunities you had, then you be like, yo, I'm here because of me.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, it seemed like every chapter that you take me down, it's like another page in your novel.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? You might want to start penning this. You know what I mean? This is good, man. This is good. This is what people need to hear. This is what Educate the Culture is about. Like I said, you're a prototype for this interview. And I know that journey. And I don't know if you know this, but I want to say the last communication we had in years until we seen each other for the first time today. I don't know if you know this, but we were in the county jail. Yeah. And I don't know how you knew I was in there. And we was like on the north side where it was behind the bars. Yeah. And you were like yelling my name down the hall. Yeah, you was doing that, right? And I was like, yo, who this? You was like, this Mo. And I was like, oh, what's up? And the last thing I can remember, you knew that I just came in, and you can't order commissary to the next week. And you sent me some commissary down there. Yeah, that was the last communication we had, and that was, over 20 years ago. Until today. Yeah. So, hey, I hold that near and dear in my heart. I remember that. You probably don't even remember sending me nothing. But I held that in my heart. Sure. So I want to say, thank you, man. I appreciate
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let me get them two back. 2 for 1.
Hey, I can send your whole box now.
Yes, sir.
So that, once again, that just goes to your character, man. Once again, as a kid, you just was aware that, hey, my bro down there, I already know what it is walking in that door right away. Sure. Let me get him right. So that goes in. I don't even have to know this about you. I know you take care of people. You know what I mean? Because you was a kid doing that.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
And it wasn't like we was running together every day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can see if I was your homie every day.
Right.
And you did that for me. So it just shows me the character of a man. That's how I feel about it. And so let me ask you this, because from my understanding, after you left Benedict, you're back in Charleston. right?
Yeah.
So after that, you started moving around because I know you moved from Charleston, you wound up in Columbia, we in Florence now.
Yeah.
So how that movement started.
All right. Well, really, a lot of it was just what Judge Rogers had. The seed she planted in me was that you need to get away from them old people, places, and things. And that's something that I kept running away from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would go to Columbia and I would do well, and I would go back home and this is crazy, a bunch of stuff. And of course, I was on the 1 to 6. I had a youthful offender sentence. So I kept on revocating on that sentence. I had to do 6 years altogether, but it was like 1 year at a time. You do a year, you go home, you try, go back,
Yeah.
And how old was you when you had your first job?
My first real job?
Yeah.
31.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
We wasn't doing that. We wasn't. I first got my first job. I was 23. My sister Carla, shout out to Carla. She got me a job working. Remember, she worked at Taco Bell.
Right.
She got me a job at Taco Bell, and I was working. And this is after the Benedict's thing. So I'm working there, and I'm happy to work. I'm happy to be home. I've been home a couple weeks. I don't even know how much we getting paid. I'm in there working next to the dude. I'm like, yo, how much we get paid? He was like, shoot, we make $4.75 an hour. I was like, all right, that's cool. How many hours we get? He was like, oh, you part-time. You gonna get 20 hours a week. I was like, all right. So I started doing the math. Like, yo, that's 40 hours. I gotta wait all this. I took that shirt off so quick. Back in the street. You know what I'm saying? But if somebody would have been next to me and say, look, yeah, go get another job. Work this job, get another job. Put that together. You know what I'm saying? That way you're gonna stay out of trouble. You can stay out of the street and you'll make a little more money. You know what I'm saying? I had that. I wasn't looking for that. So it's just a spree, 15 felonies, in and out of prison. The turning point was in, I think, right around the time Cash Money took over, about 99, 2000. I got charged for a murder. And that was it. That was it.
I can only imagine.
That was it. Me and another friend of mine, we got arrested and charged for a murder that I did not commit. And the crazy thing is, the police that arrested me, they said, we know you didn't do this, but we believe you saw who did. So we charge you with it. If you tell us who did it, we'll let you go.
That's a nasty game.
So I say to them, if you know I didn't do it, but you think I saw who did it, you got me. You ain't got that person. So if I tell you what you think I know, and you let me back out in the street, what you think the person that you think did it gonna do to me?
And on the reverse, if you don't tell them, they're gonna and they know it's not you, they're just gonna pin the murder on you.
Right.
It's a lose-lose.
Right. And of course, I was one of them, like I said, I was one of those good street dudes. So I believed in the codes and so I ain't say nothing. Cause there was nothing for me to say.
Right.
Take me, I don't know. You know who did it? Then go and lock them up. Why you lock me up? Somebody said they saw you. Well, if they saw me, they should have saw the other person too.
Correct.
So they charged me with misprision of a felony, meaning I saw a crime, I may have taken part in the crime, but I didn't aid the police in the investigation of the crime. And I got 5 years in prison for that, for not snitching, even though I didn't even see what happened.
Wow.
Heard gunshots, ran just like everybody else. So I get 5 years in prison for that. And it felt like everything that I had been going through, everything that I had seen, everything that I had been taught that I ignored, it all just wrecked my mind. And at this time, and you got to think about it, we in Charleston. So I'm smoking boonka heavy. You see, I'm a grimy little dirty little nigga off Liberty Hill. I'm smoking boonka heavy. All that stuff is on me, and that's what spiraled from the street to just full on straight up drug addiction. And I was on that path for at least another 10 to 15 years, at least.
And how old were you when you started going all the way left now? What age range is this?
I'm 18.
That's early.
I'm 18, 19. Right around the time Cash Money took over, I'm 18, 19. And it's just I'm out here.
Right.
I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm capable of almost anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's not me. it's the environment, it's the compounding of everything that I've seen, everything that I've gone through. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty much like being possessed. It's the music. Oh my God, it's the music. I talked to my son, because he listened to the music of today, the drill music and all that. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. You shouldn't be listening to this. This is bad. He's like, well, what did you listen to? So I challenged myself. I go back.
It was our version of drill music.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. And it was just all of that together, man. It was a cocktail. It was to be lost.
Yeah, that's just trauma at its fullest potential.
Right.
What you're going through.
Right.
And with no GPS system to navigate you through that storm. Like that was dark. That was real dark. But let me ask you, because that's when in that process is when you go to prison, correct?
Right.
And does that at any time like at least give you some clarity while you're doing your bid, or was it making you worse?
It definitely gave me clarity.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely gave me clarity. But what we're talking about now, we're talking about a addiction, something that's stronger than the mental. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about something that and this is for me, there's only a spiritual fix for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I had the morals. I grew up in church. I grew up in St. Peter's A&B Church on Sanders Avenue on Liberty Hill. You know what I'm saying? My mother was in the church almost every day of the week. She was the bookkeeper of the church. Mm-hmm. So knowing the right thing and doing the wrong thing, it creates such a conflict for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you start having children, and then now that's on you. So it was just so much, man, and it all came to a head when I had been arrested yet again, and I'm awaiting trial. I'm about to plead guilty, and I'm in the cell with the dude, and dude like, yo, I'm done with this. I'm gonna change my life. I was on drugs. I'm not gonna be on drugs no more. Mind you, this is me talking in hindsight. At the time, I don't have a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm telling it to you how I see it now, but back then I don't have a problem because I'm still a little more.
Right.
I'm still moving and grooving and doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
You feel me? So I'm like, he's saying, yo, when I'm done, when I go up there, I'm gonna tell the judge I'm going to this rehab in Florence. I'm gonna change my life. It's over. I was like, well, all right, that's good for you, bro. You know, you should do that. You got a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was like, I'm going to this place called the Owl's Nest in Florence, and I was like, all right, that's cool. So he supposed to go up next. They called me. So I go up there, and they like, Mr. Simmons, you got anything to say? I'm like, yes, sir, Your Honor. You let me go. I'm going to drug rehab, get my life together. I'm going to a place in Florence called the Owls that's already been accepted and all. He was like, oh, well, yeah. I'm making it up based off what he said.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right. So instead of sending you back to prison, I'm gonna remand you to the Owls Nest, because my probation officer was there with me, bro. It was so bad. It was so bad. I would have to go report once a month. Mm-hmm. And say I had a report on the 27th. He'd be like, yo, if you could do any drug you want, no cocaine, 3 days before, and you won't test positive. I was like, all right. And I was still dirty. Man. You know what I'm saying? Because even if I didn't use it, it was on the money.
Right.
It was on the stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You're just around it.
I was around
inhaling it. If anything, it gets in your system so easily.
Right. So I go to the Owl's Nest. They let me go. I go to the Owl's Nest. I sit there, and I'm in the program, the drug rehab. I don't have a problem. And I'm listening to all these people's stories, and I start to hear pieces of mine over here, whether it's abandonment issues or, daddy issues or mommy issues or all these little things I'm starting to hear. And I'm like, yo, maybe I do got a problem with this. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. That was in 2007. That was in 2007. And I've been here in Florence since. And everything I got going on today came from being in that rehab facility and kind of hearing the truth about what I was going through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's been it.
And that's when you went cold turkey.
Kicked everything.
Okay. All right.
Kicked everything. We had to get to the good part at some point.
So look, this is why educate the culture is necessary, right? Because this, I almost want to call it a plot twist, because I knew about your background, but not to this extent.
Fact.
So now I'm like, oh this made it even more interesting. You get what I'm saying? So now, like you said, enough with the dark side. We get it. We get
Right.
it. We get it. Right? So now you in Florence. And I'm watching you from afar. And I'm like, wow, this guy is really manifesting right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You really are morphing into that guy. I'm saying the young you saw this in you.
Right.
You know? So now how like, cause this is a big transition that I'm seeing today from what I know from back then. Now that you're in Florence, I'm saying back then, 2007, 2008.
Right.
How did you start gathering? Because it seems like you starting beneath the surface.
Right.
How do you start gathering from there? Because it's somebody out here right now that's probably in that pivotal time.
Starting over. Or,
Yeah. So if you're gonna, this is the time to help guide somebody who's coming from that dark side to this light side. What piece of information going through your transition that you want to highlight for that person?
It's recreating yourself. I never forget when I moved here, man. I was looking for jobs, and I went to this restaurant in town, Italian restaurant, and I put an application in. We was doing an interview, and the guy walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so and so," and I shook his hand, and I stood up, and it hit me like, this dude don't know who I am, like he don't know me. And I looked at him. I said, "My name is Maurice Simmons. It ain't Lil Mo, ain't Molo, ain't Mo off the hill. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? I can totally reshape and recreate myself like in this moment. You know what I'm saying? Who I am from this handshake on is who I am. None of the other stuff, And that was like life changing for me. It really was. And I became a part of this community. I still had loose ends to tie up in terms of not having the skill. That's what got me. The reason why I went through all those things is because I never really had a certifiable skill to attach myself to. Something to be known for other than the street. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that once I was able to, okay, now I'm Maurice. Well, after that, I go to barber school and I get my barber license. I become a barber. Well, now I'm Maurice the barber. So I pick up a camera. I start to promote myself as a barber, and I'm taking pictures. And now one of my clients, yo, can you come to my football game and take pictures? Yeah, sure. Now I'm Maurice the barber and the photographer. Now I meet a fantastic girl. We get married. I love her to death. Now I'm Maurice the father, the barber, the photographer, the husband. We have kids. Now I'm Maurice the dad. You know what I'm saying? So right. I'm just building myself, or God is building me in all these different areas, piece by piece, and it ain't none of it rushed, ain't none of it happening, on my time. It's all like God doing this for me, and
gave me chills, man, because like you're saying, like I asked you a question and you delivered, right? So someone that's walking the same path that's at that fork in the road, starting to overcome it. At this point, what was good is pretty much, it's almost like a business move. You're rebranding yourself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? It's not, I wouldn't say kinda, it was a business move.
Total revamp.
Yeah, you rebranded yourself. Cause think about it, right? Before now, I know Lil Mo. Right? I don't know Maurice.
Right.
But one thing for sure, I'm getting to know him, and is bringing me chills because I'm loving this. You get what I'm saying? And to see my brothers, like really, like, I like good triumph stories. Anybody could hit the lotto and come up.
Right.
But I'm so fascinated with the process. Seeing what you're doing now. Okay, that's cool. You're successful. You're doing nice, but the process is where the value is at to me.
For sure.
And I getting the details, like I said, I know from the outside looking in your story, but getting this detail in real time to give to the people, that's big, man. And I commend you on that. So now you're Maurice the husband, the father, you've rehabilitated yourself, you're an employee, the photographer. and now the actual business owner, right? And we got a little backstory to go to on that, because now you got a whole nother situation where there's another person out here, and that person is the inspiring barber.
Right.
You were once that inspiring barber.
For sure.
So now someone hearing this whole story, and this person right here may have never been through that type of stuff, right? So to hear that, and then you get to being the inspiring barber, how do you transition there for that person that's the inspiring barber right now?
Oh man, that's a great question. Well, to put it simply, you know, barbering is what saved me. It's not something that I, you know, was like grew up doing. You know, most people that cut hair, you're like, yo, when you start cutting, man, I've been cutting since I was 11 or I'm 12, you know, and that's not my story. Barbering is something that happened to me, you know what I'm saying? And my love for people, my ability to connect and communicate with people, that's what has me where I am in barbering, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would say to up and coming or aspiring barber is understand that you're dealing with people. Mm-hmm. It's a people job. You gotta, you, bro, I'm not even the best barber, but I'm really good at connecting with people. I can make people understand how much I care about them in a very short time. First 2 or 3 visits, you know, oh, Maurice, he rock with you. You know what I'm saying? And that's more valuable than the best haircut you ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So for barbers out there, understand that you're in the people business. You're in the relationship business, and take that serious. If you say you're gonna be here at a time, be there. You know what I'm saying? Establish, if you got shop hours, yo, I'm in the shop from 9 to 5. Be there. Do that. Establish those relationships that built on trust and understanding. And then, you know, the cutting hair part is easy. That gonna come. The more reps you get, the better you gonna get. But you're in the business of people if you're in barbering.
I would have never looked at it from that perspective, and that attests to your business mind, right? Because, you know, I'm really thinking you're about to take it to, oh, you get these type of clippers, and yeah, that's, you know, I'm thinking you about to go there, and I'm like, damn, that's a great way to look at that. Sure. You know, so it makes me ask like a trick question, being that you said that at the highest level, barbering or photography, pick one.
Boy, you put me on the spot. Put me on the spot. At the highest level.
The highest level.
Photography. That's my photography, and y'all don't ask me this. I would do it for free. I do it for free. Photography. I love it. I love it. Because I don't like to be at the center of attention. Mm-hmm. I love to stand back and watch other people shine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I photography, like that's my baby. Photo and video. Photography and videography. That's my baby. I love it. And it's something that I can do self-contained on my own. I need a client. I need somebody else to cut hair. To be a barber, you gotta sit down in my chair. But to be a photographer, like what I do here is big now in the Florence area. Our company, Game Flow, we known all across the state, because what we do is we go to all the high schools in the state and we do photo and video at the high schools. We promote the kids, right? And there's nowhere I can't go in the state where somebody don't know who we are and what we do. I swear to God, it's crazy. It's crazy. And so that's what I love. I love photography and videography. I love it.
I saw that, you know, you've been starting content creation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I asked that pop-up question is because I seen the quality, right? Most people who get started with something, with dealing with content, it took, well, me personally, from what I've been seeing, it started off a little rough.
Right.
Like, you got started with quality out the gate.
Right.
You know, so that's what made me think. I said, you know, I think he might like photography or more than, because your love for barbering, it kind of shows. And I think, like how you said, that's more just your personality.
Right.
You care about people and you show it, you talk it, you getting with the youngsters, giving them real game, real jewels. I just think that's just your personality.
Right.
But I think from what you said, your passion more
Photo and video, man.
Yeah, and it shows in the quality, man. And one thing I do want you to do is, if you're in the Florence, South Carolina area, or anywhere, especially for photography, I want you to, give your information as far as, coming to get your hair cut, videography or photos, anything. I want the people to have this information, because it's nothing like having someone who has the service that you need, but like you said, that care.
Right.
Like that's major. Right. We could go to McDonald's and get the service we need, but they don't care.
Right. Right.
So
Facts.
I want you to get that information out, because I want people to have someone with the service that actually care.
Okay. Well, all my socials is the Barber Mosaic. That's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Maurice C. Simmons on Facebook, and our sports media company is called GameFlow. That's GAMEFLO, GameFlow. And check us out on there too, man. Football season starting up, so I'm gonna be back down the way. You know what I'm saying? Quite often. Somerville's good, Fort's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be down there a lot. Ashley Ridge even is good too. So this is my time right here. High school football, I love it.
We didn't dive into that company. Like this is brand new to me on the spot.
Okay.
So I want you to, while you educating the culture, educate me too.
Well, okay. Well, this is how it started like this, right? So I'm at games and I'm taking pictures at games. Actually, how I started was there was a kid that I was cutting his hair who did not have an active dad, right? He asked me to come to his games. So I pull up to the games, I pull up with a camera. So I get on the field. I just go on the field because I see the other dudes on the field, older white guys. So I walk out there and I'm on the field taking pictures of my guy. So I'm getting pictures of the whole team. And I'm noticing that none of the other photographers that's walking around are like acknowledging me or noticing me. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm out here. I'm saying, what's up, Dan? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I go to a few games. I see a kid. Nobody talking to him. I don't want to feel the way I felt. So I went over. Yo, what's up, man? What's your name? So-and-so. We started kicking it. I do that at a few games. Next thing you know, I got like 7, 8 kids. I'm like, yo, let's start like a media group. And instead of each one of us trying to carry our own personal brands, let's put it all together in one and spam it with content. Make everybody look at that one big thing, instead of me trying to carry my 300 followers, you trying to carry your 300. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And before you know it, boom, it exploded. And millions of views on Instagram, millions of views on TikTok, and known throughout the state. I got one of our kids, man, he films for Clemson. And this is helping a lot of those kids that come out of high school. A lot of these athletes, and I'm gonna talk about that too. A lot of these athletes that come out of high school, as soon as they're done and they're not going anywhere, people just turn their back on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you don't make it, it's over. And that's what I do with barbering and what I do with photography is I try to grab them, because they already understand competition. They understand, competing for a spot. They understand if they want to be as good, they got to work harder than the next person. And those guys, those barbers and those photographers that come from those athlete backgrounds, the young girls too, they get it.
Yeah.
And they go with it. They turn into beasts, man.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from, and that's my baby. I love doing that.
The wealth of information, it just keep pouring out of you, man. Like I said, man, I'm just so proud of you, man. Like, and I'm sure the people watching, hearing this, there's no way not to root for a guy like you, man. And I want to just always show love and root for my guys, man, because like I said, I want to go and watch this now. I want to watch this recording. Yeah, you inspire me too. You know what I mean? Just inspiring the youngsters, you inspire me too. So, man, like I said, I just want to thank you and for being a positive pillar in the community. You come from a community that I'm sure that is extremely proud of you. You formed a village in they just dropped you off anywhere. Florence. It's in Florence.
Right.
You was in Florence, right? Just dropped you off in Florence. And here you are just building and serving, man. So, man, I want to thank you for that, man. For real.
Thank you, man. For
yeah,
real.
so, this educate the culture. And I want you to, if there's anything like for any particular person, you could choose a teenager, someone in their 20s, 30s. I want you to send a great message out, right? Because I know you have that. You have all these jewels and gems. I really want you to send something out. Being that you have this testimony and this triumph story, I want you to send a message to that person that's at one of those forks in the roads, because you had a lot of them. So I want you to send that message out to that person or those people that's listening that's at that fork in the road.
This something I tell my kids this, right? You're going to remember the people that try to instill values in you, right? You're going to remember it. You are going to remember everything anybody ever said to lift you up, put you in a better position. But it's your choice whether you remember it from a jail cell or from a moment living in your purpose. You're going to remember it whether you in a bad situation or if you in a good situation. So make sure when you thinking about it, you think you watching the kids run around in the yard and you thinking, man, I remember Miss Susie told me to do X, Y, Z. I remember Mr. John told me to do X, Y, Z. I'm glad I took their advice. You don't want to be on the other side. Dang, I should have listened to Jay-Z when he told me. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. But you will remember.
I can do this all night, man. I think we might have to do a part 2 to this. Yeah, sure, man. But hey, once again, man, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for sharing your story, because it's an inspiration to a lot of people, including myself. And this is Educate the Culture. We here with Mr. Maurice Simmons. This is Jay York, and we out.
Peace.